Welcome to Wrassleboys.
Hey everybody, we're here at Wrassleboys, and wait, hold on. Did we?
God damn it!
Oh God!
The music guy was late.
And he's playing the wrong theme.
Yeah.
God damn it!
Fucking. I can't believe that happened. That won't be relevant later.
I know, what a random turn of events that our sound guy, who totally isn't Allie, just fucked up and played Eddie Guerrero's theme.
Completely late after the intro started. Yeah. Wrassleboys.
That's so weird.
Get the gug, the nug. My generation.
Forget the lulz, the dergs, or the damn it, the mons. Fuck it. Okay, so he's Allie as always.
Yes.
We got Roxanne again.
Yeah, he came back. We drove 6 miles out of the county. We dropped him off, and he came back this morning. So that so much for that.
You forget the wrestling law. You forgot the wrestling law. The thing when it comes to wrestling, you don't ever just take someone out of the building and expect them not to come back.
Yeah, we took Roxanne to a local medical facility, and he came back.
We threw him out of the fucking studio, and then he just walked up behind us like fucking Barney. All right, so we are
16.
Week 16, Raw.
Week before Backlash.
Week before Backlash. We will see you at Backlash, of course.
Ow,
April
that's
15th.
my face. Oh.
You're supposed to slap your titty.
I forgot.
Why did you slap your own face?
Because it was the closest thing.
Okay.
And by that I mean on the closest thing to your titty, your head.
So I think they're back in Texas this week.
We are here at the Texas A&M University. I don't know where the hell that is, but fuck it, it's in Texas, so
yes,
that's all I need to know.
Weird thing I noticed about the matchup screen is Triple H isn't even in his gear. He's just wearing jeans and like no shirt with the title belt.
I thought that was his gear.
No, it's just jeans.
Right away, I saw a couple of signs that I like. Just that I guess I'd like to, or at least want to comment on. Where one said, "Where's the Rock sign?" I'm like, he's on SmackDown, you dumbass.
I missed the memo.
As it turns out, he wasn't even on SmackDown this week.
True. And then the WWF draft sucks. And my response is, no, Rick's draft picks suck.
Rick
just
terrible.
sucks at drafting. That's the thing.
His draft was terrible.
It literally, I want to just go into that briefly and just say that it honestly seems like Rick's picks, that's right.
Rick's picks.
It's like he literally was more determined to one up McMahon than actually make smart picks.
He picked people he hated instead of people that like would have actually been good choices.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's literally like the most basic bitch booking you can get of like, I'm going to draft all these superstars that are with horribly broken bodies and alcohol problems.
And I mean, I have said before that
just like me.
No. It doesn't really seem like something we mentioned before is that it seems like almost like the idea was to have Rick pick like you think maybe Vince McMahon would, or it's like almost like Vince wrote it so that to intentionally sabotage Rick somehow. Here, my thought is maybe. I mean, as far as I know, the relationship with Rick and Vince is actually fairly good, and in fact, Rick really actually has a fondness for Vince because Vince bailed him out several times.
Well, ultimately, the thing is that Ric Flair is a WCW guy, so he has to be punished.
You must be
that
punished.
Could be. I didn't think about that. Yeah,
Vince, no matter how much you like someone, he's still a petty fucker.
Well, fuck the NWA.
My thought was also like, it's. What was I gonna say? It was like, it's like he's trying to. He wants, because he was put over on because he's going to SmackDown, because even though he's still the primary creative control of the whole product, now that he's the authority on SmackDown, he wants to look better because that's where he is.
I'm going
on
to
TV.
I'm going to disagree with you for a weird reason. I don't
Okay.
think the stars and the wrestlers are the same people to Vince. I think he picked the stars for Raw because it's the flagship show, and all the other people that went to SmackDown, barring The Rock because they need a star for SmackDown,
And Hogan.
and Hogan, that I really feel like they
And
just
mainly
wanted
is the
to.
wrestling show.
I think he wanted Raw to be an entertainment show, if that makes sense, because I don't think
Yeah.
because a lot of the picks that Ric Flair was written to pick are just guys who are entertaining but like wrestle like shit and the writing's bad. So
Speaking of the writing, we now begin the most Triple H opening promo that doesn't have Triple H in it.
yes, welcome to a 25-minute segment.
It was like Flair came out, I think.
Flair
And
came
he
out and he
wanted-
only realized just now that Stone Cold is an anti-authority man. He hates authority. And Ric Flair only just now realized that. Also, we saw a weird sign in the crowd with like cat girls all over it.
Yes, Nuku Nuku World Order, which is a reference to a like 90s manga and anime or light novel and anime called All Purpose Cultural Cat Girl Nuku Nuku. And we looked this up. We did research on this because we were.
This promo was so
fascinated.
boring. We decided to look up all-purpose cultural cat girl Nuku Nuku.
I was actually trying to pay attention to the promo, and I couldn't because they were. I was distracted by the fact that they were distracted by that the whole time.
It was like we were more fascinated by this.
It was a weird fascination, yeah.
And apparently the anime is not great or the volume's not great. It's just basically like a lamer or a Yatsura.
I'm just saying there's probably better things out there than there's probably better 90s cat girl shit than that.
Yes.
So just look around.
But yeah, so this goes from like Flair, then Austin comes out and does his spiel.
Austin saying, I can agree, what? I understand, what? I comprehend, what? And then, was I screaming for help? Was I crying for help? Did I beep you? Did I fax you? Did I send a pony with a thing of mail to you?
Did I call you, beep you when I wanted to reach you?
What's the sitch, Rick? What's the
sitch, Rick?
He's mad that Flair helped him, which is weird.
There was a line that Rick said during this that I made a joke where he says, "I'm determined to make our relationship work, Austin." So I immediately made the joke, we need to go to counseling.
You want me to see a counselor, a therapist, an advisor? It was just what chance the whole fucking time.
Which Undertaker also got in on when he got involved.
It's fine when it's just Austin talking, but when other people are talking and they try to like work around the what chance or like a multi-man segment where it's not just Austin and Coachman, it just feels like, oh my god, we're gonna be here for the rest of our fucking lives.
Also, Undertaker, didn't you say the people who do what chance sleep with their sister? Weeks ago? Why are you feeding them now? Stop this.
Well, I wanted to talk about this, honestly, because this is something that I had planned for sort of a rant, is Austin actually, I've been listening to like little clips from Austin's podcast, and one of the questions was someone asked him, what is his opinion on the what chance are, now years after like he got it over with it and made it what it was during this period. And he basically someone basically asked him, did he regret creating that, because it did kind of it has ruined people's ability to do promos for years. And he basically said, "No, I don't regret it because it got me over." And I'm thinking, Austin, and he's like, "Well, you just have to do a new way of cut promos differently, go longer without pausing, that sort of thing." And I'm just like thinking, Austin, you do realize that's not, I'm sure that that one of the formulas for cutting a promo has always been you pause to during, you don't have to pause all the time. You leave pauses in to get reactions from the crowd. That's what you do.
You can find a midpoint, Rocktan, between phrases and sentences. You don't have to just like cut an entire promo where you just like you're like an amateur writer and you never use periods, you only use commas and just fucking.
Yeah, I guess it's just like my thought is like, yeah.
Well, the thing is, Austin used it as a tool, but the only problem is they kind of kept it going almost because other people started reacting to it, and that was the problem.
Yeah.
You can't really pick what the audience does, but if you reinforce that behavior, that's the behavior they remember doing.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where I'm normally not, I'm not for controlling the crowd and what it does. Let people cheer who they want to cheer, let people boo when they want to boo. But
Ric Flair gets mad that Austin touches his pocket handkerchief.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. If it was me, I would basically say, you guys chant. If you guys start a what chant, we're not coming back here. That would be my way of threatening to make them stop, hopefully.
Then there was a what and why chant because Austin started saying why.
That was the one that actually bugged me. I was like, he's saying why. Why are you chanting what back at him? Why are you chanting why with him?
What? Why?
Where?
Who?
Where?
How? When? Who, what, how, when, why?
Yes.
And just in case you wanted this segment to take any longer, out comes the Undertaker without a bike. He just walks. He just walks there.
The Undertaker's here.
Oh yeah, before that happens, Rick actually basically says, I'm not gonna suspend you like I did Nash. I'm going to fine you $5,000." And then you hear Jerry and JR talk about it. Jerry's like, "You know how many beers 5,000 can buy?" JR says, "I'm thinking a truckload." And my question is, could you really buy a truckload full of beer for 5,000?
Well, there's vending companies, and vending companies will like drop off beer in bulk to sell. So if you just bought it in bulk and had like a license to distribute, maybe. Or you're just a weirdo and you buy like pallets of beer.
24-pack of beer costs $20.17 in Texas. Mind you, that's probably in like not too bad. Like, that's 2019 money. But if we do some quick dirty math, 2017 divided or 5,000, that gets you 247 24-packs of beer.
Take one down, pass it around.
With numbers considered, of course, but or that is 5,928 beers
on the wall. 5,928 beers
to not get into his mouth.
Take one down, like drink a third of it, throw it away,
spill it on the ground,
foam everywhere.
Steve Austin is the least efficient beer drinker I've ever met. And I haven't even met him yet.
He is terrible.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, he does the thing where he crushes them together and then drinks the foam and then he just tosses the rest.
I'm still fucking sober.
He's worse at drinking beer than people in beer commercials, and they're not supposed to drink the beer in those commercials.
Pretend you're sipping and make sure you get the logo.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're like in beer commercials, you're not allowed to be shown like drinking alcohol.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
so
did
they
not
started
know
doing
that.
weird commercials like the Bush commercial where when you open it, it just goes Bush.
Head for the mountains of Bush.
Bush.
But
Just,
So anyway,
and
Undertaker is
and
all
then it has a
15.
mountain that's shaped just in just such a way that looks like a vagina in the middle.
we
What
were
the fuck is-
distracted about 15 minutes into Raw by a guy with a fucking bag on his head. Just in
Yeah.
the
Oh
crowd.
yeah, paper bag head man. There was just a dude in the crowd. I spotted him where it's like he's got a paper bag on his head and the smiley face drawn on it.
Yes.
And like eventually the camera stopped cutting to that corner of like the fucking like that side because I think they were trying to get away from seeing him on screen.
I think he noticed and the baghead guy moved down in front after that. Like later in
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
I saw a sign that says Undertaker fears AARP.
Nice.
By the way, he
Yes.
still looks tacky as fuck. He's got like he's got his singlet on, but it's like down to his stomach.
He's
And
got like
his-
a bandana over his like forehead, and you can see his hair. And I was like, "Oh, cool! He dyed his hair." It's like, no, not enough. It's still you can still see the red in it.
For those that don't know what AARP is, for some reason, if you just don't know, but most people know that it's the nonprofit organization that helps out older people that are 50 and plus.
Senior citizens, yes.
Oh, and by the way, the segment continues because out comes the NWO.
Holy
this is-
God!
Yeah, it's just like feels like it's never ending. It's like
This
here
went
co-
20 minutes, didn't it?
Yes.
Actually, 20 minutes.
it really is one of those promos like here the first person comes out the top, then the next person, here's another person coming out the top. And then it's like it gets to a point when it would get to a point where it feels like, oh, the promo's over now. Nope, then the next person comes out. The next group or persons come out. Yes.
So
It's like,
here's the thing about writing. If you have a scene that you've added that doesn't change or advance anything, you cut it. And the only thing that changed or advanced in my notes is Ric Flair is the special ref at Backlash, and there might be a tag team match later. That's it.
yeah, this is another thing I wanted to talk about when it comes to promos. I've mentioned, like traditionally, again, we know that promos are a part of wrestling, but here's the thing. When it comes to promos, if you're not going to give us any new information apart from maybe the one thing, like, oh, he's a special
Okay,
referee.
that was slightly under detailed. I'm sorry. It's either change, progress, or elaborate. That was the thing I was thinking of. when it
Change,
comes to,
progress,
like,
or
writing.
elaborate, but still,
Yeah,
still-
it's if unless you're actually telling a story, a story in the promo that kind of unfolds, there's no need to make it this long.
for someone who crows up and down about his sports entertainment style and how they make movies, they're kind of shit writers.
Yeah, a little bit. I guess that's what happens when you write via committee. I don't know if they
Yeah.
do that as much in 2002, but they do it now.
Yeah.
This goes on forever. I don't even know what the NWO talked about. Anyone?
I don't know. All I know is Bradshaw came out and caused a brawl.
Okay, yeah.
And that
All
was
I
the
know
tag
is-
team match that they set
All
up.
I remember is a sign. I don't know if this was of X-Pac. I want my underoos back.
How about that?
So the brawl hits, a commercial drops, and Ric Flair is in the back screaming his ass off, and Arn Anderson is just looking visibly uncomfortable.
How drunk is Ric Flair? Orange driving tonight.
This is the one part where I actually don't mind because Rick losing his shit is always great because he just. It's one of the
fine.
things I love. That it's hard to not love Rick when he gets pissed because he just. I've never seen anyone lose their shit the way Rick does. He just gets so.
He turns into a tomato.
Yeah.
Started like ripping his shirt open.
He's throwing shit. He's picking up and throwing.
It's like he
shit.
turns into a cartoon character.
Yeah.
He also
much.
threw a coffee machine, yeah. So,
It's just so much
man,
fun.
he could have hit Undertaker with that and gotten coffee on him.
Yeah.
It's so much fun, and it amps you up because fucking get him, Rick. He gives you energy. You either be like, yeah, fuck yeah, Rick, or you're like, fuck you, Rick. He makes you feel something, you know?
Yeah. So after that,
we finally get a match.
20-something minutes into the show,
And
Bubba
RVD
Ray
isn't opening Raw, which is unusual.
we had a joke bet over who's going to be Mr. Opening Match, and it turns out it was Bubba Ray.
This time it was Bubba Ray Dudley versus Raven for the hardcore title.
We were trying to figure out what weird shit Raven brought this week, and he just brought more oranges. I don't know.
Are these the prerequisite hardcore match oranges?
Yes.
Quote the Raven. Quote the Raven.
Setup as before.
Don't get scurvy.
Raven has already had some weird outfits. Like I remember that weird, like almost like suit coat that he was wearing before.
Yeah, it's kind of like a trash bag skirt he was wearing.
He's wearing these shorts that look like he's wearing a garbage bag or a poncho.
Right, yeah. Other things in there, the Frankenstein that sings "Who Can It Be Now" was still in there.
I remember seeing that at a Walmart in like 2003.
It is just these things that always just show up in his shopping cart.
Like, I understand standard hardcore affair. I would say, like, if I had to go with, like, the generic hardcore match, it's like stop sign, trash can, kendo stick, maybe a 2x4 in there. Like, you know,
barbed wire,
throwing some trash can lids, fucking, I don't know, maybe a fire extinguisher. That's like my generic hardcore items.
There was no fire extinguisher spot in this match.
No, didn't Raven initially win the match with an Raven effect, or am I wrong?
Bubba Ray dances on him. Then he shouts, "Bubba, get the table."
Yes.
Me, get the table.
Get the table.
And now the problem is he announced his intent to get the tables, and as soon as he gets the table, just Raven does a sliding dropkick and hits him.
Right, as he's trying to heft the table into the ring, baseball slide the table right into his face.
And then there was a kind of 3 count. Raven wins, but I didn't see the 3 count. I was confused.
Yeah, that happens twice where it just looks like it's a 2 count more than a 3 count.
I think the ref honestly fucked up here because I swear that was only a 2 count, and then just he never brought his hand down for a 3rd time, and they just rung the bell.
And then it happened a 2nd time because we get like the fucking everybody in the pool 24/7 shit with like Tommy Dreamer comes out. And
Tommy Dreamer comes out with the most 2002 pants.
Hits the Dreamer driver and gets the pin. Then Stevie Richards comes in and hits a Stevie kick. And
Stevie's back, by the way. Stevie's back.
Stevie's back. And then Bubba played guitar.
Then Bubba played guitar and hits him.
He does an El Kabong.
He gets his title back, and then he dances on him again.
I like hardcore dancing, Bubba, but this was ridiculous.
So they say that the pay-per-view will be streaming on Netscape.
Sorry.
The pay-per-view will be streaming on Netscape. Please don't go to WWF-Backlash.com.
Oh yeah.
Don't do it.
Honestly, it was a bit silly at the end, but it was fun. I thought it was all right.
So, who's excited for Sean Stasiak? Sean, meet Stasiak's here.
Welcome to Planet Stasiak.
I think this is the first.
I'm a planet.
This is actually my first actual experience with actually.
I guess he has a rhyming gimmick.
Sean Stasiak in any sort of thing of.
That was the weird part. Was like he was like, "You think I'm a maniac? You think I'm going crazy-ack? My therapist wanted to put me on Prozac," and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, everything has to rhyme with his name.
Stasiak's ignoring his mental healthy-ack. Stasiak's a liability-ack.
That's good. So, yeah, weird promo, but at least Coachman didn't get abused this time.
No, like fucking Stasiak's angry, but he doesn't take it out on Coachman. He yells into the mic, and that's fine. Coachman's doing his job.
That we're all in Planet Stasiak or something.
I'm a planet, and then he walks off.
It's either he is a planet or he has a planet.
So
I want to go to Planet Stasiak. I kind of hate it on this planet.
So
he subscribes to. He's a Mormon.
So, Big Show comes out, does his entrance, and then
I noticed as he was walking backstage that he really is so tall that his head, the ceiling barely clears.
Well, to be fair, the cameraman was like at balls angle.
Balls angle the whole time. Yeah.
If he was standing up straight, he'd probably be up to Big Show's chest, maybe like around that area.
Mm-hmm.
That's still pretty fucking tall.
Yeah.
You don't have to go like, look at his ass.
Oh, we'll get to that. So how did y'all feel about Shawn Stasiak's performance in this match?
So Big Show comes out to the ring, and then an entire planet of Stasiak crashes into the arena and kills everyone.
like that fucking assist trophy with Majora's Mask,
yeah.
but it's Shawn Stasiak's face.
Yeah.
Oh my god, somebody photoshopped that.
So, Big Show beats the shit out of Shawn Stasiak.
We were going to see, does Stasiak suck or not, but we really couldn't get a fair assessment.
There was some brawling, and then Big Show chokeslammed the shit out of him. God damn.
Yeah, that was a sweet chokeslam.
He does this. He always does this weird chokeslam where, like, Kane, he kind of lifts you and you jump and you fall on your back. But, like, Big Show will haul you over his shoulder and, like, support you with his other hand and then slam you kind of slow. It wasn't slow this time. He slammed him fucking fast as shit.
He fucking rode him down to the mat.
It was like a half spinebuster, half choke slam, and it was great.
It was awesome.
And it is one of the times where, like, Shawn Stasiak's a fairly big guy, and Big Show fucking one-armed him.
One-armed him and just drove him down. Just like, woof!
Just boom.
Yeah, that was a pretty dope choke slam, I gotta say.
That was a dope ass choke slam. Big Show is one of the best at the choke slam. When he went to the WMD, it was a mistake.
Just a punch with a lot of theatrics of just like, I'm gonna punch
that
you.
choke slam is like all you need because it's like he's fucking tall, he's huge, and he's just gonna fucking slam your ass down with one hand.
Yeah, just more choke slams. Come on, man.
I will say,
remember all those other weird moves they give him for like a month, and then he gets
the fucking curtain call and whatever the fuck
the colossal clutch.
Clutch, that leg drop thing he does sometimes.
Yeah,
what is that fucking thing called again? I can't remember.
The Big Show leg drop. I don't know.
No, I would probably pull up the regular Wikipedia, but I can't do that because they fucking cut that part.
Yeah, they cut all the moves and I think some of the title histories on fucking the Wikipedia.
You have to go to Pro Wrestling Fandom.
The fandom wiki has it all. Because Wikipedia has decided it doesn't want to be an encyclopedia of information anymore.
Are you thinking of the hoglog or showstopper?
The showstopper, yeah, the showstopper.
The spinning headlock leg drop.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
I don't remember the big sleep.
Oh yeah,
well, it's the big sleep.
He did a stink face.
Of course, he did a stink face.
The big
that was
stink.
probably when he was Shokishi.
I forgot he was Shokishi. I forgot.
He had an impersonation gimmick at some point.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It might be here.
Eddie's back, and
Eddie's back. He's interviewing Terry.
Hey, it's Teddy. Let's interview Teddy.
Oh no, wait. Terry's interviewing him. He's being interviewed by Terry. Let's interview Terry. That'd be a gimmick. Just during an interview, the fucking wrestler just decides to interview the interviewer.
You know what? Let's talk about you, Jonathan Coachman. No one's ever talked about Jonathan Coachman.
And one of the things
what do I say?
And one of the things I immediately noticed, and
I love you, Bob. I love you, Dad. I can do the Charleston when I want to.
Yes. is that Eddie is like fucking jacked even back then.
He has one vein in his arm that is actually it actually disturbed me a little.
This is I know there was a point where he wasn't this big.
Like this must have been when he was just weaning off of shit. Because I know that like he got fired for his drug habits and then he got clean.
Yeah,
but it's still visible that he did some roids.
He looked like he looked like a balloon. It doesn't fit his build at all.
No,
you think a guy who's kind of on the slender-ish side and a little bit shorter would be just fucking shredded like Finn Balor, you know?
Yeah, he's not completely shredded. He's got a good cut, fairly cut look to him. But yeah, it's like his arms and his shoulder are just pumped up to like he's storing balloons under the skin.
There's like a straw connected to the back of his bicep, and it's just like that's where I have my drinks.
He carries a giant can of helium with him when he
goes. A basketball pump.
Well, that's how he gets so much height on his frog splat.
He's full of helium.
Yeah, he's got like water wings, but full of helium. So, Eddie's mad because the frog splash is his move, pretty much.
He wants to prove to RVD that he can do it better.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Yeah, this is a fine promo. Eddie's great. Eddie's awesome.
Oh yeah, he did flirt with her a little bit. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah, how you doing, mammy? Or something like that.
Then we have Booker T in the back and Goldust with a weirdly black wig.
Yeah, he had a black wig, so he's going through his like Frozen era Madonna phase now.
And immediately
he just listened to some American football before this
right
match.
away, and immediately when I saw Goldust walk into Booker T's locker room, I was like, oh, is this the start of Book Dust?
I think it is.
I think we're leading in on Book Dust. And like
that's not their actual tag team name, but a lot of people referred to them as Book Dust because it was.
I might do that if he keeps the black wig. Just do an American football album cover, but it's just like Booker T
or Gold Dust. Anyway, we're making jokes only we can see in the chat. But at some point, Goldust starts like referencing Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That was American football.
Yeah, that was the start of Never Meant by American football.
Okay. I don't get the joke.
There was a band called American Football, and they're kind of like an emo-ish band, but like good. And they released their first album in like 2003, and it became a meme. So
okay,
because of the way like the album cover is spelled.
Yeah, the album cover is literally just America in football.
Okay, I see.
Then they made another album, and it was also good. But yeah, back to Goldust.
Back to Goldust.
Did you know that Meat Stasiak became a chiropractor? He literally retired the year after this.
Huh. Well, good for him. He's now making money and not having to hurt himself.
But Goldust is talking to Booker T, who's confused why he's here, because he wants to do a Lethal Weapon remake.
Yes.
Yeah, they start talking about he wants like Booker T to do like the Danny Glover role, and I just put down what I'm saying is that I'm anti-Semite.
Because he's Mel Gibson.
Oh yes. It took me a minute.
My career's gonna go some weird places.
But I think Booker T like just like tells him get the hell out of my locker room or whatever,
and then he just muttered, "I'm too old for this shit."
Too old for this shit.
Yeah.
And now we
they actually had to censor him. I'm too old for this. Beep.
Now for really weird segment. Now in hindsight.
This progressed, elaborated, and introduced nothing. So,
Deborah's making coffee. Like, really shit coffee, and she's like stirring it as fast as she can. So it's like, you know, she's like, she pour the sugar, pour the cream, and
is she pouring the milk in while she's making the coffee, like it's fucking milk tea or whatever?
no, that's afterward, or it'll curdle.
Fucking banging around with jokes.
And then the door opens in the back of the room, and Undertaker just slowly creeps up in a really weird walking style of like he's kind of leaning like a wannabe gangster as he just slowly approaches her.
It's almost like, yeah, it's kind of like that, like maybe like a stereotypical like
Thug
TV
walk.
show where someone's like stalking someone or something.
Like he's thug walking over to her, but like at 50% speed.
Yeah.
And Deborah's desperately trying to finish this like coffee she's making, and then Undertaker sort of like stands next to her, and she goes, "Ha!" and then like spills a little bit of coffee.
She's turning around to like walk somewhere, I guess, to go, you know, drink her coffee, and then she turns and sees it, just immediately jumps out of her skin and like and spills the coffee, and Undertaker's like,
this never comes up again.
Yes.
Yeah, this leads to nothing.
Nothing literally nothing happens after that. Just for the rest of the week, nothing.
This is literally an example. Would you call this an example of Chekhov's gun?
No, because Chekhov's gun is when you introduce a gun into a scene.
This will be important. It's literally you earmark it as this will be important later.
Well, I thought, it doesn't have to be a gun, but yeah.
But yeah, it's basically you introduce an element, and that becomes important later.
The element's entire purpose is its payoff later. You just want to establish it, because if you just suddenly had a gun in a scene, it'd be like, where'd you get that fucking gun? So they shoot the scene of like, so they do a scene of like, oh, here's my hunting rack, and it has like a gun on it, just so it's established.
Yeah, establish a gun, and then later on pay off that you had the gun shown by fucking shooting the gun. But here it's just like, oh, okay, you just got coffee spilled on you, Undertaker. Sucks. I guess you're gonna need to get that dry cleaned.
Yeah, and I hope it's not too hot, because it didn't seem like it burned him or anything. So it was probably just like warm coffee.
You know what? Say what you will about the time when Jericho and Kane feuded over coffee. At least then it was like, oh, Jericho spilled coffee on Kane, and then he made a joke about the fire that killed Kane's parents.
Your family died.
And Kane got mad and fucking beat him up. That at least led into something.
Yeah, I would actually, I almost expect it, because as we've been talking about during this period, the wrestlers actually watch the show. They know what's going on. So like, I would think that Stone Cold watching this in his locker room or wherever, he sees this, he would probably
start
march his ass down to wherever Undertaker is and start beating the shit out of him,
or yelling at him, or something.
Yeah, something.
But yeah, so that was pointless.
That was pointless. And speaking of pointless, out comes Crash.
Oh, we saw. Yeah, we get Crash versus Jacqueline, a match set up on Heat.
First, I think they interviewed Jacqueline over the feud that was on Heat only.
I think it was like Crash comes out, they recap, and then they cut to an interview with Jacqueline, where she just does not look good.
And then I realized, oh, I guess Jacqueline isn't rough anymore.
So yeah, I don't know what happened to Jacqueline. Like last time I saw her, she looked fine. You know, she looked like
that was a week ago too, when she was congratulating Spike Dudley, right?
Yeah, it was a week or two ago. But now, like, her hair's half dyed blonde, and it kind of looks like honestly, it kind of looks like she has a weave in, which
she got a weave or some really bad extension.
But it's not. Yeah, it's not put in. It's like not put in correctly. It's like half pulling off, and it doesn't look great. And her makeup
job wasn't. Yeah,
the makeup job wasn't good either. So I don't know what hairdresser she went to. Get your money back.
Yeah,
fire your hairdresser.
Just
fire your hairdresser.
Whoever was doing it before, you looked fine back then. Just what? I don't know what happened. I don't.
Did
Yeah.
you do this to yourself? Did you do this yourself, or and if so, I question.
Hire yourself as a hairdresser.
Just look in the mirror and go,
You-
Jacqueline,
You should have.
you can never work on my hair again.
You should have talked to one of your friends and asked them what do you think, and
Or just go to a hairdresser and just go, just fix my head and just, do actual good hair extensions.
and your friend would have been like, really, or you really want to go out with this?
You look like you fell down the stairs. Anyway, Crash versus Jacqueline in an intergender match. It literally lasts like 30 seconds and Jacqueline wins.
Yeah.
Yep, that was quick.
Yes.
I don't. These have to be exceedingly rare. Or
There's
Right,
kind
this
of
is like, I
intergender-
think, the first intergender match we've had in Wrassleboys,
yes.
and it's just over.
I
I know
some...
China was. I know China was doing them back.
Oh,
in
by the way, I
day,
forgot Crash. He's just Crash.
Yeah,
Crap.
that's one of the things. I was like, why is it? Why are they taking saying his name is just Crash when his trunks still say Crash Holly?
But no, everything says Crash. The commentary called him Crash. He kind of looks like a buff Steve-O. Now that when I looked at him.
Oh my god!
But Coachman is about to get his shit chewed out by William Regal.
This time
Yeah.
I'm not. I just. He
the
brings it
joke
on
about
himself
the
this time.
perpetual harassment of William Regal, or not William Regal, Jonathan Coachman.
Jonathan Coachman.
You know what? Regal's been harassed too. But
Okay.
Coachman makes an aside joke about how Rikishi put his big fat ass in his face. Or no.
It was
was-
Regal was the first member of the Kiss My Ass Club.
Yes,
Right.
and Regal just gets pissed and grabs him by the lapel and just like, listen to me, you little fucking twerp. Don't talk shit about me again.
Yeah, this is a case where he is getting harassed, but he asked for this one.
Talk shit, get hit, Coachman. Just be quiet, do your job.
You don't need to
I
bring
mean,
this
it's like-
up. So.
Follow the Wu-Tang principle.
What did you honestly expect to happen when you mentioned that? He was already in a bad mood.
Oh yeah, he was fuming and like you pushed him. That's what happens.
Bad idea.
That's not a heel
All
thing,
right.
by the way, of just reacting to a guy who's insulting you.
Yeah, exactly. He pushed his buttons and he blew up in your face.
I think this is
Push
the
a man's
first
punch.
instance of WWE blurring out a phone number.
Yes, every other time, because it's usually a dead number. They every time they've like posted a number, they've said it out loud. They didn't blur it, they didn't bleep it, because it usually led nowhere. So this might still lead somewhere.
Do you think they
I think
blur it
that-
if the phone number goes to a legitimate like number that they have?
Maybe.
So it's
But-
like the same arena, Texas A&M.
But I
Well, it
think
was like a Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
did they just hate Ticketmaster or something? What was
Fuck
going on there?
Ticketmaster.
I'm just assuming it's just because it led to like an actual Ticketmaster office for like a St. Louis show they did, or they were gonna do. But
Well,
yeah,
I don't
so
know.
guys-
It's weird. Yeah, if it was an actual Ticketmaster,
Fuck
maybe
Ticketmaster. We StubHub. I don't know.
maybe the number doesn't work anymore, and it actually goes to not Ticketmaster.
Or maybe the company asked to not have the phone number show up or something.
I
Could
don't
be.
know.
They requested it.
Because I would
And we-
think they wouldn't care if someone randomly who's gonna is someone honestly gonna be watching the WWE Network, call up an old Ticketmaster number and be like,
Can I go to that
then,
SmackDown in
and someone
2002?
answer the phone and be like, Ticketmaster, yeah, can I get tickets for SmackDown in 2000?
I mean, we probably would.
Let me get a
In
fucking time
Texas-
machine for you, sir.
in Texas in 2002, and they're like, what?
Are you a psycho? No, my name's Alex. I just talk like this when I'm on the phone.
Randy Newman.
Yay! Oh,
So
that was a bad one. I'm sorry.
that was terrible.
It's like
So-
it went from like Randy Newman to it's not
Oh my.
not good. It's not.
So let's get on to this Rob Van Dam and Spike Dudley versus William Regal Eddie Guerrero match. This was good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Except for this weirdly, it had a very strange camera issue here, where as RVD and Spike are.
Sorry, I
God
just
God damn it! What?
sorry. The sound guy thinks that Eddie Guerrero is coming out.
God damn it!
God damn it!
Stop.
So yeah, there was a weird fuck up. That was the joke of the intro.
Yeah, as RVD and Spike are waiting in the ring, the camera pans upward, then over to the Tron, where we see Eddie's video playing, and then his music playing.
And complete silence for like 10, 15 seconds.
Yes.
And then finally his entrance hits and he can walk out. And it's just, that was weird. The sound guy fucked up.
That guy totally fucked up.
Well, I also think that it was a camera, because like that was a weird pan upward and then over to the Tron.
Then we had
Where
Jerry
the
Lawler as Eddie Guerrero come out, just go, Latino Heat!
Latino
And then we
Heat.
get easily, in my opinion, the best match of the week. This was fucking awesome.
This is a pretty good match.
This match was good. There was everything worked. I liked all of it. All four people were good. It was a good tag team match.
Everyone played their role.
I don't know why Eddie teamed up with Regal, but fuck it, whatever.
Fuck it.
And RVD
fine,
was
but-
like just doing his shit, and he was going like faster than I normally see him use. He was like flying all over the place.
Yeah, Eddie was trying to keep up with him. They were both just speeding. They were going like 50 and a 30, you know?
RVD did his smooth split-legged moonsault, which I forgot he did.
Yeah, it looked fucking
very
great. And he fucking nailed it too.
And then towards the end of the match, he did, or I think it was either towards the end of the match or after the match ended, he lifted Eddie up in the air and did a sweet slingshot drop kick.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
He Irish whipped him and then he threw him up like he was going to do a back body drop, but he flew up straight in the air and he just drop kicked him in midair before he hit the ground. It was awesome.
And then he basically is like, "Fuck your frog splash," and frog splashed Eddie.
Eddie did win with the frog splash though. Spike was laid out like 2/3 across the ring, and he fucking still made it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And one of the things is we right away it had that great kind of classic heel isolation of keeping Spike in the corner and beating him up.
And Spike sells like a champ, so I give him credit for that.
And then you wait, and then getting the hot tag for RVD, and he just went nuts. But yeah, RVD was awesome, which is why he's getting my MVP vote.
We'll do that later.
We will talk
I'm mentioning
later
it now because fuck it.
And
I do love just
RVD hits his own frog splash, and then they start talking about like trademarks, and it's just like, Eddie, you really should have filed like a trademark.
Eddie hits his frog splash. RVD goes to hit it, but like Regal pulls Eddie out, so it's like,
yeah,
hey, get back here, take my frog splash.
hey, get my frog splash, man.
Oh yeah,
What the hell?
Your RVD is better. Hey,
It does feel like RVD does have some like nuances to his frog splash that
his
it's hard
frog splash is like really wild. It's like he's leaping farther than he thinks when he does it.
Right.
Or like, I don't know, it's like a spring. Like Eddie's is like aimed perfectly and like lands perfectly, but just Rob Van Dam is just like full of this energy and he just fucking launches himself.
Yes.
Coachman is interviewing Trish at a basketball court.
Yeah, because they're the Texas A&M. We need to represent the Aggies.
Aggies. Turns out both the football and the basketball team are Aggies. They're sponsored, sponsored.
Their mascot is Ravel, the dog.
Doggy. Yeah.
Doggy.
It's a good dog. He got kidnapped once.
Got kidnapped once. We'll
It-
eventually get you on that one, Bernie.
What kind of dog is? What was it?
I think it's a
Like a retriever?
it's what's Lassie again?
Yeah, retriever, right?
What the fuck is it called? It's called a rough collie.
Yeah, it looked like a collie. Type of collie.
Doggies. Anyway.
It is a mixed breed.
So,
Yeah, rough collie.
welcome to Molly Holly versus Trish, aka Jim Ross and King talk about virginity for the whole match.
There's a fucking statement that he makes during this match, or that King says during this match, which
JR's like, what's wrong with being a virgin? Because
like,
he's insulting Molly Holly for being a virgin.
yeah, King is not only Molly Holly for being a virgin, but I think he says that Molly has had more sex than JR, which is like, that's not, what the fuck?
Yes, both versions, apparently both virgins, but Molly Holly is less of a virgin than Jim Ross.
Well, this was all.
I'm a super virgin king.
This was all started by the promo they had between them, where like Molly Holly is like, I'm going to be the first woman who's pure and wholesome, and then Trish is like, oh, when I beat her, she's going to find herself in an unusual position on her back, and then Jerry immediately like, do you realize what she just said? She just said Molly's a virgin.
Oh, virgin! Oh.
Isn't doggy style a thing? Whatever. Fucking
yes.
Where are we? Oh yeah, they were just talking about sex the whole match and just missing out on any of the wrestling. And Trish rolls up Molly Holly after like a sequence where they roll up each other a bunch of times.
Yeah,
I feel like this is the only time I'm fine with this roll up victory. Is like that thing where they're both doing roll ups and countering each other, and just one just gets lucky. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's like if you have a sequence where they're one person is trying to either go for multiple pins and then maybe gets one that's lucky, or they're doing a countering set of pin attempts and then one happens to get pinned. Yeah. The worst is, of course, the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up that just happens and then the match is over.
At this point, I started a running gag where I accidentally called a recap a flashback. Oh, I briefly apologize, by the way, if you're reading this recording. It seems that I have disconnected, and I will pause until we are reconnected again. Thank you. Well, it looks like my internet was in a Latino heap. Anyway,
God damn it.
Latino heap.
As I was saying, or as I was
internet not work.
Oh my
I
God.
really wish that Jazz was sitting next to King during this match.
They were just talking about sex like the whole time.
And it would be great to just have this Jazz sitting there just like,
Oh yeah, because then Jerry would have to shut his mouth because he shuts up whenever there's a black woman in the vicinity.
It's not even that. It's that
we found out that he flirted with he commented that he liked Jacqueline. So no, it's just Jazz.
So he's just afraid of Jazz.
Just Jazz. Okay.
He's just afraid of Jazz, which, to be fair, I don't blame him.
Fear breeds obedience.
Yes.
We talked to Bradshaw. He gets a. Oh yeah, now I remember what I was talking about. I was talking about how I misspoke and I said that a recap was a flashback.
Yes.
That every time there was a recap, I would just do the flashback sound where it's like a little harp playing.
Yes.
that became a recurring joke for the watching. At some point, Bradshaw talks about nuts, so I put down Scott Hall needs to get crazy and buy nuts.
Bradshaw says they can go to the nut store, but they won't have the nuts you need to A, make a pecan pie, and B, to face Bradshaw.
Yeah, he mentions macadamia nuts, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
He won't have the ingredients to make cookies!
Cookies!
Cookies.
Now, oh my god! Now I want a celebrity Sesame Street with Bradshaw interacting with Cookie Monster.
So you went with Cookie Monster. I was going with Theodore Rex.
Theodore Rex?
Theodore Rex, the dinosaur detective movie with Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my god! Oh no!
Where Theodore Rex, because he's a vegetarian, he eats cookies.
But you need egg for cookies, don't you?
Vegetarian, not vegan. He just doesn't eat meat.
Cookies.
He does eat cookies, though. Macadamia. Yes. Fucking weird.
X-Pac is still wearing Kane's mask.
X-Pac still wearing Kane's mask, yes.
And here we go with the super just straight out or
casual homophobia. Because they quote
casual homophobia.
They quote Full Metal Jacket. They quote specifically that like two things come out of Texas: steers and queers, and it's
Steers
like,
and
oh
queers.
my god, and
it's
my
just
god,
like, X-Pac don't.
Yeah, you could have referenced it by just saying steers and you know what. You could have just said that, and we would, and everybody would know what you were talking about.
Bradshaw's a steer. Like, just be subtle, for God's sake. I know it's wrestling, but be subtle.
Yeah, you wouldn't even necessarily need to say the steers part. You could have just said, they say there's two things that come out of Texas. Yeah, I know. They could have just left it.
Bradshaw is a fat.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
And also, Scott Hall wants to take Kane's face off.
Face off. Got to do it with the hand thing too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I do. I always do the hand motion and then off.
Coachman's earning that fucking money, by the way, because he's in another interview.
Yeah,
he's talking to Lita. He's talking to Lita, who's wearing that shirt with Lita on it.
With Lita on it, where she's fragmented and it's weird.
Man, I don't feel so good.
Is fucking bizarre looking.
Yeah, but enough of that shit. Here comes Paul Heyman. Because I think they're talking to Lita about, hey, Brock beat up your boyfriend again. How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
And then apparently there was like one of her thongs or like panties on the table.
I have your panties.
And then he's just like holding them and then like sort of playing with them with his fingers.
There's like a pile of her underwear on like an end table.
Kind of thankful. I'm
both thankful. She has she has a suitcase open.
I'm both thankful.
I thought it was just a table.
I'm both thankful and surprised that while Paul Heyman was sitting there playing with panties, he just didn't go.
Oh no.
Can you at one point talk about him putting like the panties on her head or something?
No, he puts panties on his head.
Or on his head, excuse me.
He never. This is never really.
I'm into some kinky shit, Lita.
Do you like my Blue Snow cosplay, Lita?
It's not. None of them are talking about the fact that he's holding a pair of her underwear.
And he tucks it into his shirt. He tucks it into his his suit pocket.
His suit pocket, yeah. How are we 2-0 in Shimonetta references, despite the fact that neither of us have watched it?
Neither of us have yet to watch Shimonetta, yes.
But we're like 2-0 for fucking references on it. How is wearing panties on your head a fucking recurring theme of Wrassleboys now?
Oh. Yes, wear panties on your head, and don't forget to fuck. You're supposed to back me up here.
Oh yeah, wear panties on your head and throw around nudie mags or whatever the fuck the show's about.
Yeah, I think we were talking about Paul's I guess Paul is why is Paul being a pervert? And I'm like,
So
is it really that surprising that
I was
it
looking for
secretly
an
is?
interesting picture for Wrassleboys because I always like finding a funny picture. And I was
Yes.
hoping I could find Paul Heyman with panties. So I googled Paul Heyman panties in the most risky Google search I could do. I could
Reasons
get
why Ari's
anything.
on a watch list.
I
His
can.
writing career and his podcasting career.
So I thought it could be anything between the thing I'm looking for with Paul Heyman holding a pair of panties or Paul Heyman in panties. That was what I was worried about when I was searching. But it turns out Pauly H, fuck it, Pauly Dangerously's Twitter is a lot of him standing there, or just a lot of him retweeting women in bikinis.
So that's
Yeah. Again, which is like I said, it's not really that surprising to find out he's kind of a perv.
Paul Peanut abs too.
Well, I was gonna try and find a picture of Paul Peanut Abs too and see if that had some panties on it. But also fucking Paul Heyman does not have enough friendship fragments. You can't have those, Paul. Leave his panties down.
Yes, he lacks the friendship fragments to get the panties that he wants to take out of the arena. Heyman has all the panties.
We now have Hardy Boys versus Booker T and Goldust. All I have written down is that Paul Heyman is a panty sniffing weirdo.
I'm gonna have your frame rate.
I saw a couple of some kind of funny signs. One person had the sign, "Did anyone ask for me?" And I actually caught at one point where they flipped the sign around and had a picture on the back, but of course the camera's in, so you had no idea what it was. And the other sign was "Touch my butt."
Touch my butt. Touch my butt. Okay, anyway.
Wasn't he,
And all the
someone to touch your butt?
Mega Fighter mentioned, he's like, do you realize with the sign of that someone's going to touch your butt that you don't want them to?
No, not you.
It's gonna
I believe that my brain stopped working. The Baghead Man had "I'm dumber than Booker T" on a sign.
Yes.
And this is when I noticed he moved.
Yeah.
This is a kind of bog standard tag match until Paul Heyman comes out with a suitcase and a lot of panties.
He brought the suitcase from a room that we saw.
I'm the panty master.
I swear he didn't have a suitcase. I swear it was just her panties were on a table.
No, there was a suitcase on a table with their clothes in it.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
Matt starts chasing after him to get the panties back, and then Paul Heyman runs up the ramp throwing panties at Matt Hardy like a weirdo.
And then Brock murders Matt Hardy.
Yeah,
he does.
And I immediately is like I get it. You don't want him messing with her shit, but he was at the top of the ramp. You had to be smarter than this, Matt, to know that he was setting you up. Like wherever Paul Heyman is, Brock is not far behind. So he's literally baiting you into a trap, and as soon as he started walking up, Brock appears at the top of the ramp.
Yeah, Jeff gets murked by Book and Goldust, pretty much. Because Matt Hardy's getting murdered by Brock Lesnar. Because he has the attention span of a mouse.
And
I tried to, like I said, I tried to look this moment up, but apparently Paul Heyman's too big of a pervert for me to find the picture.
Thanks, Paul.
Also, I don't think the smartest idea to actually try and fight Brock. He should have just ran.
He's probably he could probably run faster than Brock. Brock Lesnar's built like a triangle. He'll fucking
He'll take his time.
He'll have to take his time.
Yeah. So he makes the bad decision to try and fight Brock. He does get a little bit of offense in before Brock just fucking hoists up and F5s his ass on the fucking stage. And he's just completely laid out.
We cut to commercial after that, and JR's in the ring because he wants to do an in-ring interview with Triple H.
Triple H, who missed the opening segment.
I'm sorry, I thought the opening segment was still going.
Damn
Hunter, it's 90 minutes into the show. That's entertainment sometimes. Just
And this whole promo is essentially like the formulaic promo that you've ever heard from a Triple H promo.
The first thing I noticed was
Triple H interview, no target, purpose, self-promotion. It is basically an EWR interview.
I'm going to talk about me.
That's it.
And it's like,
also,
like
JR was weirdly brown.
JR was weirdly brown, yeah.
Like he either used spray tan or maybe he went to the beach recently. I don't know.
There was one moment Roxanne got up for a second, and I was just kind of muttering to Mega Fighter as like JR was asking the question. So, what do you think about who's going to win the #1 contenders match for the title after you face Hogan, assuming you win? And I literally I muttered to Mega Fighter, he's gonna say, it doesn't matter who it is, I'll beat whoever it is, I'll be the champ, I'm the game, I'm that damn good.
And he basically hit those notes.
I fucking nailed it, man.
It's like it wasn't in perfect order, but it was like, yeah, okay, now he's like, oh, they're both great, but it doesn't matter, I'm gonna win, because I'm the game, and I'm that damn good. It's like, oh my god, it is.
I just it hit a checklist of yes, promo in ring, one person, self-promotion.
Basically. No target, self-promotion.
Yeah, you could call this promo in your sleep of expected Triple H no
hard feelings, but I'm gonna kick his ass because I'm the game.
Honestly, you know what it felt like? It felt like more like one of the promos you expect him to cut when he's when he became the heel that was like just.
The thing about these promos, because
during the Triple H reign of terror when he was the really
we'll
annoying
get to that
heel.
eventually, probably. I don't know.
I was gonna say the thing about these promos is this is sort of back in believes his own hype Triple H days. So he has one tone. He has like one range that he uses when he's doing these promos of just kind of like angry / egotistical, but not too egotistical, of just like, I'm gonna beat their ass, and I'm mad at them, and I'm gonna beat their ass, and I'm gonna get the title, because we're gonna win the title, and it doesn't matter if Hulk Hogan is the title, I will wear Hulk Hogan around my waist, because I'm the game, and I'm the game.
Damn title.
I will literally fold Hogan up. I will squish him into a little
I'm not
ball.
saying potty humor Triple H is better, but I feel like he got more personality after like around the time he cut his hair, pretty much.
I will put him Hulk Hogan under a giant press and make him into a belt that I wear around my
Hogan's face stretched into a belt JPEG.
We are going to be pressing this Hulk Hogan.
We will be pressing this leathery buff man. Okay, here we go.
Here we go. Hydraulic press channel with Hulk Hogan.
When it comes crashing down and presses me into a belt.
So there's a main event.
That was weird.
There's a main event. It's Undertaker and NWO members.
You're forgetting about WWF New York.
Yes. Don't forget about it.
You can watch Backlash free.
Please go there.
With purchase of food or a drink.
Please come here and eat our shitty wings. We're running out. Nobody wants to come here. Please.
When is the fucking restaurant closing? Because I'll be so happy when we're done having to fucking remember this place existing.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about something. That happens later. I cut myself off this time.
So we have a main event match.
Taker and NWO versus Austin and Bradshaw, the Texans.
The Texans.
I like coming up with fake tag team names. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the Texans here. This was a main event.
Yes, it was.
I have nothing else written
What's
down.
really weird is I didn't know Kane was wrestling tonight, because Kane came out, but he was like really short, and he looked kind of dirty.
He lost a lot of weight. Grew his hair back. Grew his hair out long though.
Yeah,
and then NWO.
And then when the camera changed, it was X-Pac.
Yeah, where'd Kane go?
He got replaced with this similar body type man. I don't know why he just keeps Kane's mask. It's weird.
It's like fucking trophy. Like he's fucking like he's wearing the scalp of an enemy or something. I don't know.
Yes. We were sad that Bagman took off his bag.
Bagman took off his bag.
Asshole. Who won?
I
don't know why, but main event tag matches are so fucking boring.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
It is such a WWE staple because they don't want to give away like singles matches and go like, oh yeah, Triple H beat this guy 6 times. So when he's at the pay-per-view,
I think if I remember, Bradshaw got the pin, so it was Austin and Brett.
It was almost always this, put everyone in a tag match. I bit my tongue. Ow.
Yeah, put everyone in the tag match, have the faces win, so the crowd goes home happy.
Yeah, Bradshaw won, and then he got stomped out by the NWO. And then Undertaker brawled with Austin, and Ali's tongue is bleeding now.
It's it.
That's fun. Get a tissue, man, so you at least can mop up the blood.
No, I'll just drink Gatorade and have it mix with my blood.
and then you will become the Gator.
Is it in you? It's blood.
You'll become the entirety of the Florida Gators.
Yeah, I'm a running back. All right. I'm sweating weird colors.
So we now have SmackDown, April 18th, 2002.
Allie's animality is turning into an alligator.
Alligator. Anyway.
Alligator. Oh my god. Why did I think of that joke?
I don't know why, but the SmackDown pyro hurts my fucking eyes.
So we're here at the Compaq Center in Houston, Texas. So we're still in Texas.
Yep.
Backlash in Texas, is that why they're doing the go-homes in Texas?
It might be. We'll have to find that out next time.
I'm doing a quick check. It's not spoilers to look up if it was in... No, it was in Missouri.
Okay. I know it's winter, but like they're getting out of winter now. So
we got our opening. We start with a match this time.
Yeah, tag match.
Billy and Chuck and Albert versus the team of Rikishi, Al Snow, and Maven. Our boy Maven.
This is a match. Rico's got like this crocodile suit that's like too big for him.
What did we compare? Oh yeah, did we compare it to David Byrne?
Wasn't there some promos before this match?
No,
there was like a recap segment and then this match.
Okay.
And like fucking just Rico with his big ass David Byrne suit just coming out. It's the kind of he was wearing the kind of clothes where like it either has no drip at all or all the drip.
Yeah,
it's just entirely based on confidence.
So this is Kidman is in this match, right?
No. This is Billy, Chuck, Albert versus Rikishi, Al Snow.
Oh, I misheard. I thought I heard.
No, we're not doing Kidman.
Billy that I thought. Oh,
Albert Kidman still has that kind of film on him that I don't like.
The fucking greasy film of like oil.
It is like he cooked an entire 12-piece meal and then just rolled in it. I don't know.
I feel like film is the correct way to describe the oiliness of Albert.
Yes.
There's no other word I feel like we can use to describe it.
And because it's Rikishi, we get a camera full of booty butt cheeks.
Camera, it's in his Timetron, and I'm immediately like, oh god damn it!
You saw like Rikishi, and then him dancing, and then just a close up of his ass.
Yep.
I mean, like, are you really surprised that the guy whose gimmick is to put asses in people's faces that
I just want 1 week of Wrassleboys that doesn't involve ass? Okay, is that too much to ask?
Every week is ass, Mega Fighter.
You can't avoid it, Mega Fighter.
It even infects our fucking sideshows. That's why I'm glad I'm doing wrestle booking. I get less ass involvement with wrestle booking.
Ass!
Unless you somehow book like an ass kissing angle. Oh, remember Dolph versus Sheamus in the Kiss My Rear match or Kiss My Arse match?
Oh my god!
And like Sheamus would tweet how much swamp ass he's having today. To me, it was so fucking weird.
So speaking of weirdness, I guess this isn't even a good transition. I just want to talk about the fucking sign we saw during this match that said "Rob is gay."
Yes,
now,
Rob
as
is.
You might recall, Rob has been a regular or a semi-regular guest on the show, not as often as Rocktan.
He's on. So let me tell you about typically. He's usually taking a long time to describe a movie to me. Sorry, Rob.
But we tried to get a comment from him on this.
We asked a comment for this stranger like 20 years ago, or
in
like
Texas.
19 years ago in Texas feels about Rob, and he has declined to comment so far.
He's declined comment.
So just tell him how you really feel, Rob, next time we see you. Rocktan was saying something about Rikishi, I recall, about like, I think it was like how athletic Rikishi could be, but you were like, damn, Rikishi's got...
I think he said Rikishi's got he got a good pop or something like.
Yeah,
damn,
like,
Rikishi got a big
got
pop.
A really good pop.
Oh, yeah, I was just like, Rikishi's got a big pop, and then I just like, Rikishi got a big ass.
I thought he was about to say Rikishi got a big ass. I was like, oh my god. That just became the joke for the rest of the match.
Yes.
Yeah, there was an attempted stink face. It didn't work out.
Everyone was doing really good.
Even did a crossbody, and he won.
Maybe one with the crossbody, but yeah, everyone was playing their part well in this match. For being a six-man tag,
it wasn't as good as the Guerrero match earlier, but it was good.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good way to get the crowd going. And now we have Sean Stasiak trapped in a television.
Actually, before,
wait, no,
I think
we're missing a segment.
The first thing we see is backstage. We see Hogan, and then in his dressing room, and then
no. What happens is
Stacey.
we see Stacy, and she walks up to Hogan's dressing room and drops something and picks it up, and Hulk Hogan walks out, and the angle looks like he's doing her in the butt.
Yeah, he's got his crotch pointed right at her
The
ass.
first thing I said was, "You're not Devon."
Oh, good.
I'm sorry, Vince hired her, but that doesn't mean Devon wasn't still looking. He was looking for that assistant job for someone. Damn it,
Someone. It turns out he picked one for God.
My thought was, he sees Stacey's like, "Hey, you're not Linda." Good.
Oh yeah. There was a way you could have gone with that, but you weren't.
Yes. So we cut to another segment, and it looks like it's a replay of Meet Stasiak talking about his Prozac and his systemic class disparity.
And like, so what we got here is fucking Billy Kidman just standing there with a cruiserweight title, watching the Sean Stasiak promo, and then like Hurricane comes in and is like, "Whoa, what is that?" But here's
the weird thing. Why are they watching like yesterday's Raw? And why are they watching Meet Stasiak?
I don't know.
And eventually
it zooms out. It zooms out, and they start insulting Meet Stasiak for looking weird. And the TV is the exact same size. It is like the perfect size you need, so that if your head shows up, it's the size of your real head. Because I've always, like, every TV I've ever bought, I always want to see if I can get to, like, life-size proportions. Because, if, like, a full person's on TV, you can zoom in and out. But it just looked like Sean Stasiak was trapped in a TV and screaming at Billy Kidman.
And what was funny is, so Allie was having problems with the network while we were trying to watch together. It kept freezing on, but this was the best moment for it to freeze.
Yeah, it just froze on him yelling and Hurricane pointing at him through the TV.
So we were just like, "Oh my god!" It's like they're having a conversation with like Kid Stasiak, who's trapped in the TV.
He's trapped in the TV like he's fucking Max Headroom.
Welcome to Channel Stasiak.
Welcome to Channel Stasiak.
Yeah.
And, what if there was a wrestler whose gimmick was they're trapped in a TV?
Yeah, and they can only get out for matches.
They can only get out for matches. Okay, so here's my idea. Like, it would be like Lillian Garcia with Meet Stasiak on a monitor, on the wall-mounted monitor.
Yes.
And, like, if he came out in the modern day, I would have his Titantron be like, he walks out on the Titantron and then is replaced with the real one.
Yeah, like, there's a fucking, like, some real weird, like, image trickery to make it look like he's walking down the ramp. And
yeah,
then
he's
his,
walking
like,
down the
actual
ramp
biceps
in the Titantron and then just walks out to the ramp.
It would be like a tunnel thing, like, with fucking MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just trapped in a TV. I would love that gimmick. Fuck yeah. All his segments are pre-recorded because it's like you have to. He's walking down I'm sorry. He's walking down the hallway, but it's actually a guy pushing a TV, walking at the speed he's walking down the hallway.
Or his head has been somehow replaced with a TV with his head inside the TV.
No, I just like the fact that like he's never in an in-person segment because he's in a TV.
He can only show up for his matches, and then he goes back in the TV.
You need to come back to Wrestle Meet Stasiak. I'm your fucking manager now.
We're fucking doing this gimmick with you, Sean.
Yeah. And Allie took a perfect scream tap of Stasiak yelling and Hurricane pointing, and he's like, caption this, and I'm just like, hell, my thought is Hurricane's pointing at me going, hey, don't yell at me through the TV.
You're a TV. Welcome to the Midnight Channel.
Can I just welcome to the Midnight Channel?
I am Stasiak, the true self.
I am the Stasiak, the true self. You're not meat.
Oh yeah, we were talking about what if there is this TV show where we just follow Stasiak around because, and it's like I made the joke was he's the prototype of what later becomes real life live streaming. We just follow him around going through his day, and he's always angry.
Welcome to my meat stream or my live streamiac. I don't know.
Live streamiac. So is this the first instance in 2002 of people not knowing how to watch TV properly?
I think so. Yeah.
Fucking Billy Kidman is the start of this shit.
Yeah, Billy Kidman's off to the side. Hurricane's actually pointed correctly, but Billy Kidman's at an angle.
Fucking, I hate this gimmick. I wish they watched TV properly again.
I think Hurricane cheers for the Houston Astros to make it to the playoffs. They didn't.
Yeah, so there's like he's trying to
he's trying to teach Kidman how to get the crowd behind him. Basically,
the cheap pop,
doing cheap pops.
There's a one place like whispering shit in
teeth look weird. I noticed when he smiled, his teeth look weird. Like he was either wearing braces or a mouth guard.
Yeah.
Or he had just brushed his teeth with bright dark green toothpaste.
Or he used that Shrek ketchup.
It makes your mouth green.
But yeah, fucking like he leans into whisper and Billy gets here. But I joked like Hurricane, you just said whisper, whisper, whisper.
He just drank a gallon full of Ecto Cooler.
No, it's the fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Twinkies.
Yeah.
Fucking turtle
pies. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pies.
Straight from the sewer.
To you. But yeah, so he talks about the Houston Rockets are going to win the Super Bowl.
Michelangelo is here with the delicious shit burger.
Talks about how like the Houston Rockets are going to win the Super Bowl or the World Series, excuse me.
So
I don't even know if the Rockets are the baseball team. I might be wrong.
So we get Kidman and Hurricane tagging against. Now I'm forgetting who they went against.
It was Tajiri and Chavo Guerrero Jr. But can I talk about how the Angels beat the Giants at the 2002 World Series? Rockets lost in the playoffs.
You forgot the segment where Hulk Hogan walks into Vince's office, and Vince is just like, "Damn, Hogan, you're looking like a snack. You're real
deja vu.
You're thick,
I've
man.
been to this place before, Hogan."
Oh yeah,
on the streets.
That's the segment where like, Stacy is like, your arms are big," and then you see
Vince is also doing that.
You see Vince visibly get bothered by that, but it's just, and then Steve says, "But not as big as yours," and then he smiles.
You've got a big penis. That's what I want to hear. I'm sorry, Vince, but you gotta walk with that because you're big ass penis. That's all she does.
Yeah.
Billy Gibbons doesn't want to be here. What?
Yes. They come back for the match and they cut to the crowd, and in the front row is Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top, and he just looks like he would like you to get the camera away from him.
He's like wearing a knit beanie, and he's like half asleep in his chair. You're like, "Hey, I'm. Can you go? Can you
please?"
I still love one of the greatest. By the way, yeah, ZZ Top is a great band.
They help pioneer blues rock, so fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I still love the fact that they all have beards, and even the one band member who doesn't have a beard.
He doesn't have a beard, and his last name is
named
Beard.
Frank Beard.
That's wonderful.
Which one's the beard? No.
Which one's Beard? He's the one without the beard.
I think it's as far as I know, there's 3 of them. It's just the two. It's just
the two dudes with beards, and there's one dude who doesn't have a beard, and his last name is Beard.
Yes,
he's the drummer.
I think he's the drummer.
So Chavo's here. Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Ooh, Chavo.
Ooh, Chavo.
Chavo.
He's wearing a Tough Enough
That
t-shirt.
wasn't his theme, by the way.
Yeah, it wasn't using that.
No, it was just the generic like Mexican music that they ported over from like WCW.
And they explained that The Rock can't be here tonight. He's on Conan O'Brien.
Because he's hyping up the Scorpion King. Chavo coming out wearing a Tough Enough 2 shirt because he's one of the trainers. I looked it up.
Can I just mention the beginning to Billy Kidman's theme is fucking awful. It's super atonal and fucking weird.
It's bad.
The rest of his theme is generic and it's at least okay, and it has at least there's some tone to it, but it's just the beginning of it. It's like, what? It's awful. I don't know what that is.
At least it's not the one where he talks about how he's gonna rape you.
Yeah,
I have not heard that one. So,
well, yeah, we got GGVG.
Ali's having a stroke. Hold on.
Tajiri and Chavo versus Kidman and Hurricane.
Tori Wilson's still doing the kimono gimmick.
Yes,
where she's forced to wear a kimono.
We don't. The only counter we have is the pigeons counter this week, and like,
well, we have a puppies counter, and it went up to 4.
No, I'm just saying we also might need a casual racism counter.
Oh yeah, what does he fucking do?
He starts talking about sushi and like.
He says something racist about Chavo, I think.
No, he said something about racist about Tajiri.
Oh yeah. Oh, he says Hong Kong Phooey. That's right. Brings up Hong Kong Phooey.
Make it funny that it sounded like you said honk Phooey.
Hong Phooey.
That's the #1 super geese.
It's just like, oh no, it's Hong Kong Phooey.
Oh my god! So yeah, so that was some fun, casual racism from
Jerry Kicks,
which is a martial arts crime fighting dog from like the cartoon from like the 70s or 80s.
Yeah,
Tajiri kicks Hurricane in the face that makes his teeth bleed.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're just assuming that that Hurricane just has shitty teeth.
I got gingivitis. What's up with that?
This is a good match.
Yeah,
Let's just-
Tajiri wins. Chavo was here.
I think
yeah,
Tajiri.
it was a good match, and God, Tajiri
Wait, did Tajiri win?
makes his kicks sound like
He kicked him
thunder.
he kicked Hurricane and he pinned him for the 3.
Oh yeah, and then fucking
He also found a
Michael
corn sign.
Cole said that if Tajiri hits that move, or if Tajiri hits that at the pay-per-view, he could win his match. And it's like, oh my god.
There was a corn sign in the crowd, and this was actually a month or 2 before they dropped the Untouchables album.
Yeah, it is. It does be a bit annoying when they always go, if they hit that, they can win the match. You know, no shit.
The
somebody-
football, when you score a touchdown, you win the game.
When you score a touchdown, you get more points in the game. And then you get the quick popcorn popper. Hey, plug it in. You struggle with the butter packet for like 30 fucking minutes.
Do you need help with the butter packet?
No, fuck off.
It's like listening to the generic like football commentary that you expect from like John Madden to make.
Which is why we were just doing our John Madden impression.
He reads the pass and he makes his move. He'll drop a few like that from time to time.
And remember that monkey is vaginas.
Monkey's code for vagina. No, when I say monkey, get the vagisil. I don't know.
Not to say that Madden could give some really astute and insightful commentary, but there were times where you just like say like shit that everybody knows.
And now a very unique line from Michael Cole. Test is a jerk.
Yes.
Jerk. So yes, we have.
He says like I think he says this twice here. That Test is just a jerk.
He's just a big jerk.
Big meanie jerk. Fucking Michael Cole.
He's a meanie poo-poo head.
Michael Cole is good
He's
when
stinky.
he's not allowed to have a personality, I think. When he's just allowed to just call moves and matches, he's fine. But whenever they try to make him have a personality, it just ruins him.
Mark Henry's here, and he's going to show you that he is strong as fuck.
It is man versus car, round 2.
There was a weird moment where I guessed the model of the car.
I have to say, this is one of those things where you think, okay, it's not wrestling, so you should have a problem with it. It's one of those things where it isn't wrestling, but it's one of those things where you don't care.
It's very physically impressive.
You lift a fucking 2002 Ford Taurus. Let's see.
He got the model so right. He was like, "Is that a Ford Taurus?" It's like looks it up. Yep. So yeah, man versus car, round 2. You know, usually when people enter man versus car, the car wins. Mark Henry won the first round of man versus car. He's ready for a second one.
And he won the rematch.
Mark Henry is 2-0 at man versus car.
He slings a towel around his neck and shoulders and sits down in the open car door and braces his shoulders against where the window goes up. And he lifts the entire fucking car with just his legs. Yeah, it was only for like a second or two because it's a fucking car, but he did it.
But he lifted it up at least 6 inches off the ground.
Yeah.
And I love the interaction between apparently this is Ron Civic's gimmick is to bet on Mark Henry's strength demonstration along with Test, and Test is like, I know what you guys are trying to pull. There's probably no engine in this car, and then he actually has to open the trunk, the front just to show there is an engine in the car.
See, no engine, just a dead body.
And then he's like,
"Wait, what?
Oh, I could probably lift this thing." So before Mark Henry's doing it, he tries to do it,
He can't do it.
He can't. Nothing happens.
Also, a bunch of people come out to bet once Ron Simmons comes out, and like, including like
The Godfather.
the Godfather, but he's dressed
Godfather in like
really
a
weird.
do-rag. Like, and he doesn't. I didn't know who he was for. I was like, "Who's
And
this
he's
dude in the
wearing
do-rag?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's Godfather."
and he has, and I think he's wearing his hair in dreads too.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got his hair in dreads. He just it don't look right with him. Did he lose all his like his escort money betting on Mark Henry?
So Test,
Betting
who
against
should
Mark
learn
Henry?
that Mark Henry is strong, should stop betting fucking against him. Hits Farouk with a car door out of anger because he lost.
And that sets up a match for later.
No, he doesn't. Actually, sorry to correct you, but what he does, he Test slams Ron or Farouk onto the hood of the car. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that Mark Henry didn't like. Mark Henry was like the calm one. He just kind of break it up. I don't know. I
Break
kind
it
of
up, man. My
Henry...
shoulders hurt like hell.
Yeah, he's not in a position to start a fight.
I just
I kind of wanted Mark Henry
car.
to beat him up, but
Well, he just lifted a car. He's probably exhausted.
I don't know.
Oh,
I'd probably shit myself after I lift a car.
oh, and one of the things I noticed about this this period Mark Henry is he's a lot slimmer than he became than the bigger guy he became later.
He also doesn't have his 3-6 Mafia theme. He's got "Where My Dog's At."
Where my dog's at?
And then
It made me think of like a main menu song.
Yeah, I think you compared it to like the character customization theme on like "Shut Your Mouth."
Yeah.
But yeah, Mark Henry is exhausted right now from having to lift an entire car. Speaking of exhausted, let's get a Hulk Hogan promo.
Hulk Hogan murders my fucking eyes.
Yeah, it's not Edge this week because Edge
does two run-ins during this whole thing, and neither time does his entrance play. So thank fucking God.
The We Can't Pay Jimi Hendrix music plays, and Hulk Hogan comes out as slowly as possible, and the camera zooms all the way into like the fucking sphere of like the SmackDown Minitron,
the little scoop or whatever,
blinking at fucking high speeds, and I felt like I was gonna fucking throw up.
You got an actual migraine.
Like, Edge will kind of, like, he'll stand at the top, do that, like, jump around and hype the crowd up, and then he'll just kind of run to the ring. Hulk Hogan...
But Hogan in his condition, he ain't running.
He ain't running for shit, so that was like 2 minutes of eye rape.
Yes.
And, like, Hogan's wearing... And I just said, finish your entrance, you sunglass-wearing fuck.
It also doesn't. It also probably didn't help that they have these flashing yellow lights, and then
there's yellow, red, and white all blasting in your fucking eyes at the same time.
It just looks like you're fucking Ronald McDonald.
It's fucking Pikachu just destroying your fucking eyes all over again.
Come on, meet a McDonald land, brother.
Just like he did back in the 90s, that rat son of a bitch.
So he claims that Hulkamania it can't stop running wild. It'll come back every time everyone thinks it's dead. And I just wrote, is Hulkamania a synonym for epilepsy?
Wait, wasn't there another promo with Vince and Hogan where Vince was like before this, where Vince was like doing this like story bit of how the journey that Hogan has taken to get to this point?
I think that was the one we did earlier. The Deja Vu one, yeah.
Was that the one, or maybe?
Yeah, that was before the Chavo. That was before Billy Gibbons.
But yeah, that was whatever it was. It was like I was like, he could have just cut this same promo in that one. We didn't need him to come out here and talk for 15 minutes or so.
Yeah. Jericho comes out too, and he's wearing ska pants.
God damn it.
Yes, he's wearing those. He's wearing. I think they look like checkerboard pants, honestly.
Fucking
Checkerboard
goddamn,
is ska.
goddamn Scott Pants Jericho. Scott Jericho. We were rid of him for like a month, but no, he's back now.
And Ellie made the joke of starting to play ska music, so I pulled up a ska bag, and I can't believe I didn't get the joke immediately, but I started playing less than. I played the band Less Than Jake, and Ellie immediately goes, "I'm not less than them."
No, I think I said I'm better than that.
I'm better than that. I'm more than that band.
And I was immediately like, wait, what? And then it was like, and then it took me a few minutes to go, oh.
Jericho's got sour grapes. He's like, why do you have a title shot? I don't fucking get it.
I agree. Why does Hogan get a title shot? He didn't win anything.
Yeah,
he lost.
WrestleMania.
The only thing he lost to The Rock. I mean, I guess because he put on a strong performance, maybe.
Yeah, but Jericho's the former champion. There's a rematch.
Yeah.
Also, he's
Kurt
30.
Angle beat Kane.
The only reason you might disagree with Jericho is like he's the heel is like, but otherwise he has a point.
Austin beat Scott Hall. Fucking Undertaker beat Ric Flair. There are many people who have actual wins at WrestleMania who deserve the title more than Hogan right now.
Hogan is only getting it because
he's Hogan, I guess.
Because the fans got nostalgic for Hogan, and
Basically,
and Vince is like, oh my god, look, they're going nostalgia for Hogan. Money. Basically. I smell money.
But yeah, this promo is just a bunch of like back and forth, and then I think it just kind of ends, right?
Yeah, it comes out. It like Kurt Angle and Edge come out and brawl.
Yeah, everyone brawls. Then we get a 7-Eleven commercial.
Yeah,
starring Rob Van Dam.
He's in the slushy line getting a slushy.
I think he takes a slushy from a dude because he had the wrong cup.
You have the wrong cup.
You
need to get the
dude.
Rob.
It doesn't have my arms on it.
Rob Van Cup.
Yeah, he froze the dude slushy aside and gives him like a Rob Van Dam slushy cup.
You're gonna pay for that one.
Did he have to pay for that second slushy? Because I would, if he did, it was like you throw away the slushy. It was about.
That's $1.59, asshole.
You wasted a perfectly good slushy. You just got it on the floor. Someone's gonna have to clean that up. Rob Van Dam, you're kind of an asshole.
Van, and then he just fucking slips.
So, a fucking store attendant is like, Rob, hey, you clean that up right now. I'm not making the maintenance. Clean that up, dick face.
We cut to the back, and Hulk Hogan.
Rob Van Dam it.
We come to the back, and Vince is pissed at Edge for running in. And Vince is just looking at him like, who the hell do you think you are? And then I just like, Edge.
Edge. I mean, my boots say Edge on them.
And then it's just like, get out of my sight. Get out of the arena. Get out of my sight. And then Edge is like, yeah, well, okay.
But he's starts to, and he gets in Vince's face and starts to try and is intimidating, and you do see like Vince back down a little bit. And this is another instance where I think Vince is really noticing that Edge has a great crazy face.
He's got that like zoinked out face with his eyes wide open. That's just great.
And Vince is, and you hope that Vince is going, I see great things in your future. One day, kid, you're gonna make it.
Test versus Farouk.
Yeah.
Farouk wins.
Farouk wins by being a fucking hypocrite.
You might have to explain that, make fun.
So during the match, Test goes for a pin and puts his feet on the ropes. You know, classic heel tactic. And fucking Michael Cole on fucking commentary is like, oh, he's cheating. He's cheating. Oh, look at Tess. He's being a cheating jerk. And then fucking Farouk pins Tess and also puts his feet on the ropes. And I'm just like, you fucking Michael Cole, shut the fuck up. Because Cole's like, he's taking a test out of, like, he's taking
Someone's
a page
smoke
out of
alarm went
textbook.
off.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Smoke alarm's going off. They're cooking downstairs.
Oh, you're filming while your house is burning down, huh, Megafan? That's
Yeah,
brave of
exactly.
you.
But and like fucking like, I'm so sick of like this shit. Like, in this match, Tess did this and you were yelling at him about it, Michael Cole. Why is it okay for Farouk to do it? Fuck off. If he was really a babyface,
That's
he would have
reverse
won it clean.
racism.
Oh,
Oh my
oh.
God,
Ow.
fucking stupid.
Honestly, I don't even know why we're
Once again,
having Farouk get the win here.
Another example of we're still getting canceled.
We're fucked.
We were already canceled to begin with.
Anyway, why did Farouk have to win this?
I don't know.
Like, I get it. I like Farouk. I like Ron Simmons.
In anger,
old.
Test big boots him.
In anger, Tess big boots him. Why didn't it have it like Tess wins, he beats up on Farouk, and then Mark Henry comes in for the save?
Yeah. Tess,
Also, wait, Farouk got
Tess-
hit. Farouk got slammed onto a car hood. He should be not in good shape coming into this match.
that's a good point. Tess wasn't really selling that.
Or Farouk.
Sorry, Farouk wasn't selling it. My fault.
Fuck this match. This match
It is very weird to have the APA separated, but still use the moniker of it and still use the music.
Yeah.
I actually made the joke that it's
To be fair,
one
that music's royalty free.
I did make the joke that it's one Alkalite production agency or OPA.
Wappa.
Or OPA.
All right, so that match, that was bad. I don't like it.
Stacy tells Triple H to be in Vince's office, and Triple H just doesn't have a shirt on.
He's just jiggling his pecs.
And Triple H is basically going, "Hey Stacy, can you flex your titties like I can?"
Time to flex my tits.
And he's like, I'll come see Vince when I want to. Vince won't get his blowjob from me.
I want a blow, Jay.
We don't know why we assume that Vince wanted a blowjob from Triple H, but that just was the joke.
Bob Holly.
Then
I got Triple H. I got 2 words for you. Suck it. I had to do it. I'm sorry.
One of my bosses named Shane.
We get an interview from Hardcore Holly. I don't even remember what about, and then DDP comes out and is just like, "You're a miserable son of a bitch. I'm gonna beat you up."
Yeah.
And that leads us into a match.
Hardcore Holly says at one point, "How do you like me now?"
How do you like me now?
Which makes me think of the country song. I forget who did that song. I think it's like Garth Brooks or Toby Keith or someone like that.
Yeah, someone.
This match is sponsored by Taco Bell.
It is Toby Keith. It was Toby Keith. I had it. Yep. How do you like me now?
So there's something very interesting about this match.
And by interesting, I mean depressing.
Yes.
Yes.
This is the match that retired DDP from wrestling. Unfortunately, due to a very botched superplex spot where Taz or DDP landed on his neck wrong.
What happened was Holly hit first.
Again.
Holly hit first, but DDP slid a bit when he landed, and I think it compressed his neck or something.
Yeah. And when he wins the match, DDP wins. He goes for I think Holly wins. And then
Holly won with I'm not sure what he won with, honestly.
Did he win with Alabama?
I know he might have won with Alabama. But like DDP does like a post match.
Actually, I think he just won with his drop kick. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, he won with a drop kick.
Hey, one with the drop kick. Yeah, that makes sense.
So he hits like the post match diamond cutter, and then he goes for like a cheer. It's like like he just fucking starts grabbing his neck and rubbing it. It's like, oh man.
Yeah, he's in a lot of fucking pain.
Yeah, and honestly, because it does actually make sense because like the drop kick is probably a much safer spot because like you're the one taking the bump and you're not like being driven because the Alabama Slam you're being driven into the mat. So like that would just make it. I mean, taking the bump either way is going to make it worse, but at least like with you taking the bump yourself, you can control it a little better. How much force you're giving yourself the bump with, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to get several neck surgeries after this.
So
I think originally Mega Fight, I think you kind of had this assumption that Holly was the one that caused an injury, but
I mean it's a safe assumption with Holly, but no, it was just kind of just a general accident.
Yeah.
Wrestling
oh
hurts.
Yeah, there was a point during the match that Taz actually said that he and Holly had a miserable conversation.
Which sounds like just like Taz and Bob Holly just talking about things that suck. Like, man, fuck the sky. This guy sucks. I hate the sun.
The sun sucks. And fuck the moon.
Just two guys just talking about how much they hate everything around them. So yeah, Broken Necks brought to us by Taco Bell. And then we get a Brother Devon promo.
Yeah, with generic church music.
He has yet gotten the gospel choir theme. So we are seeing like it just happens with this, and we are
just
like
Devon explaining his character change to the crowd.
We are just in the thick of Brother Devon now.
I'm a prophet for the Mr. McMahon, a wealthy man, a kind man.
Give me your money.
Give me your money. Even though you already paid Vince your ticket fee.
Give me your money.
Give me your money.
My prophet is all American, Joseph Smith.
Joseph Smith, American Moses.
My prophet is getting your money.
$5 for popcorn. Testify.
And I think, yeah, Ellie was talking about this while we were watching it. It really does seem like
because Devon said testify.
Yeah, because it's like he didn't really get why Devon said that, because it's basically by saying testify, he's just saying preach. That's what it is. But Vince hears it and is like, that sounds church.
It is literally
like
just
stuff.
Devon just, going like, and that's the... What am I thinking of? It's pretty much Devon just going, like, tell it, brother,
Yeah.
that
Preach,
kind of thing.
brother.
It's a slang term. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's not just because it's something that, yes, it is said. It is one of those stereotypes you think from like when you see like a black people in like a black church, that you might hear that, yes, but that's not what that was. It has nothing to do with that. That's separate.
Bubba Ray spitting straight facts, preach,
Yeah,
Exactly. So yeah, then it ends with like him grabbing like the collection basket and kind of like demanding money. Everyone gives like little bills over, like the $1 bills.
Most likely plants, because I
Probably
doubt anyone's actually.
Here's a weird thing. Jericho
That would be really weird if real people actually decided to give him money.
Jericho changed his pants.
Jericho changed his clothes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why he couldn't wrestle on the checkerboard.
So Allie is disappointed because he can't play more ska, Jericho.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got our main event tag match for SmackDown. Chris Jericho and Kurt Angle versus Hulk Hogan Triple H.
Oh yeah, there was that.
Where our eyes
Kurt,
are fucked again.
oh yeah, there was the Kurt Jericho program we didn't talk about.
It was just basically strategy discussion.
There was actually a point where Kurt was ranting to Jericho. Chris said, "Scream about it, baby." I was like, "That's a little weird."
Ah! No, you gotta stop. You gotta stop.
And yes, we got our main event tag match of Triple H and Hogan versus Angle and Jericho. At one point, Triple H deep pants Angle again.
Use your ass.
But sadly, Kurt Angle is not going 100% because he's got to be gentle around Hogan. So that kind of like...
Yeah, you can kind of tell he's being careful. I don't know if it's just me, but that's what I think it is.
Yeah, it's like whenever... It's like whenever he wrestles like the old like people, certain people. I mean, Hogan, it makes sense because Hogan is really broken up. But like I said again, with Ric Flair wasn't completely broken down at this point, and even like I said, even in his 60s, he was taking bumps like a champ. He didn't need he easily. It's not like he couldn't take the bumps. Like he wanted to take the bumps. You could tell he was doing it. So like I don't know why he felt the need to be gentle with Rick. Like Hogan makes sense.
I think he was also that way with like McMahon a few times too.
The gimmick in this match is just the fact that like Hogan and Triple H can't see eye to eye, and like fighting between like things.
Yeah, and eventually when we get towards the end of the match, Tim White just gets completely thrown out and it is just out for the rest of the match. No bell rung, no nothing. The match just breaks down completely at this point. And I think Jericho brings in the chair, and eventually Hogan gets hold of the chair, and Triple H is holding Kurt. He's he's got his arms behind his back, and then Kurt breaks free as Hogan swings. So accidentally, basically Hogan belts Triple H in the face, and then we get the whole thing. Yeah, and then we get the whole thing later where Triple H is like, "You did that on purpose," and blast Hogan in the face. And then basically, that's when the show ends. Is with Triple H basically staring down a prone Hogan.
And that's SmackDown.
Yep, SmackDown.
What was the better show this week?
I'd still say generally that this was a tough one to decide which one the better show was.
Both were worse than last week.
Both were worse than last week. I would say SmackDown probably wins out though.
Yeah, it helped. I think one of the things is like one of the things I generally seem to know is about SmackDown. I take less notes for SmackDown, but I guess it seems like there's just generally more action on SmackDown, and really Raw is just the show where a lot of the promos happen.
Yeah, a lot of the entertainment stuff, and it's just I like the better wrestling of SmackDown. Although I don't know, maybe Raw had the better matches this week. I mean, they did have Rob Van Dam and Spike Dudley. They did have Big Show and Stasiak, although they also did have Crash versus Jacqueline, which was pointless.
I do like the matches on Raw a little bit more, but I don't know which one to go for.
Yeah. I'm going to put my vote for SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm cool with SmackDown.
I'll say Raw, but majority rules is SmackDown.
Yep, majority rules SmackDown. Okay.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that really long segment at the beginning.
And also, that's probably also what's tipping me towards SmackDown is it didn't start with a really long ass fucking segment.
Yeah.
It had long segments, but they were mostly interspersed.
Yeah, the Raw was a bit more entertaining in a way because we were joking around more about it. But SmackDown is generally, I think, had the better balance of promo and action.
Anyway,
so
the awards.
MVP. Well, Better Show was our first award. Now for MVP.
RVD.
RVD. I'd say RVD.
RVD.
He had a good performance, and he also had a really entertaining segment selling us slushies. So
Drink this slushy.
Yes.
underrated.
Can I just go for the fucking lame answer?
Test.
No.
Okay,
I want to
what's
give
your
it to DDP
You want to give it to DDP?
because he broke his fucking neck.
Yeah. that's
You
a
know
good
what?
point.
You know what? For the
He was kind of underrated for this whole time.
It's his last show. We'll give it to him.
Yeah. DDP is
I was-
underrated.
I was thinking Tajiri because he did really well too, but at the same time, yeah, DDP. I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
this is like his consolation prize.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
Wow, I can't
Yeah.
believe Wrassleboys listed me underrated for 1 week. Buy my
Well,
yoga.
That's not a bad thing.
I think we've given
That's a
him
good
underrated
thing.
before.
He's probably won underrated before.
He might have won. I think
he might have won it at No Way Out. I don't know.
He
I
might
think
have.
He might have gotten MVP 1 week. Maybe.
Probably not. Kurt Angle probably won that week. You're thinking of.
Yeah,
Kurt
good
Angle wins
point.
every week.
Almost
so
ever.
sign of the week.
This one's hard.
The nuke. Probably just because you were talking about the Nuka-Cola thing.
The Nuka-Cola.
Nuka-Cola.
The Nuku World Order. What do you think, Allie?
I don't know if I liked that sign.
I just found it fascinating.
It was very fascinating.
I assume it's not going to be Rob is gay.
No. Rob hasn't commented on that yet.
Rob needs to comment on that, or we're giving it to it.
I think I don't know, just because it was so random and weird. I want to go back to X-Pac. I want my underoos back.
Okay.
You know what? Fine. I think that can work. And the Y segment of the week.
We haven't discussed this yet.
I was thinking about this and thinking, like, in a sense, yeah, why did Hogan need to come out when we already saw him in that opening segment with Vince? But at the same time, if we're going by worst, easily the Raw promo, that's the
Raw opening segment.
Raw promo where
So
everybody
it's the Raw
has
opening
to come
segment
out
and not Undertaker just sneaking up on Deborah.
You know what? That's even more of a why.
Yeah,
Undertaker
actually, yes.
Sneaking up on Deborah, yes.
That's actually a really good point. Even though it was short, there's
It
nothing came
advanced
of it.
The
Nothing.
why isn't really the worst segment per se. It's the segment that shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
and if there's any segment that shouldn't exist, it's Undertaker stalking Deborah and then getting splashed with
because
coffee.
nothing happened about it.
Yeah, nothing happened.
My 2000s alert is a cheat. It is all-purpose cultural girl Nuku, even though that was like a 90s thing, but it just feels very 2000s otaku.
Yes.
Puppies versus pigeons count. This time it's Jerry Lawler's victory, 4-1.
Yeah, Lawler won.
Lawler won out this time. And is that everything?
I think so.
Yes.
Yes.
That is Wrassleboys.
That was Wrassleboys for this week. We got Backlash coming up.
Yep.
We will see you at Backlash, of course.
There will be
But
just a backlash.
you will see us on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor,
Apple Podcast.
iTunes, anywhere you can find a
Overcast.
podcast.
Pretty much
Overcast.
most things, as long as it's not SoundCloud.
Like it's not SoundCloud. We're not on SoundCloud. You will not see us on SoundCloud. And also, you can find us at WordPress.com, Wrassleboys Pod.
So between last episode and this episode, Mega Fighter's already written 3 fucking articles on my fucking website. Like, entire articles that people can go fucking read.
You can read. You can go see Wrestle Booking, where I do fantasy booking stuff.
Also, stay tuned for some top 10s I might drop in every once in a while. You're gonna
They'll
love
be-
them. They're not gonna be what you think.
They're not going to be what you think. No spoilers. No
Yes.
spoilers.
Oh, and potentially there might be a little podcast that Ali thought up where we're gonna spring something on each other to what.
Don't confirm it on the podcast.
Yeah, we don't know if it's gonna happen or not.
Okay.
We're in development stage here. You know what? You're fired again.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, I'm fired again.
And don't come back.
Please let me keep my job.
You don't have a job. You're just. Why are you here?
Who hired you? Anyway, so I think that should do it.
As we always say on Wrassleboys, see ya backlash.
Ah, god damn it.
No! Stop it!